The news with Katrina Smith.
Welcome and good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on this Sunday. It's October 19th. I'm Katrina Smith. Meteorologist James DeFazio over in the Weather Center. We'll get a look at that forecast for those Sunday activities. I mean, Saturday was picture perfect. Do we get a repeat?
It's going to be nicer. It's actually going to be even better. We're going to have a repeat of yesterday, with the one exception being it's going to be a little breezy. It's going to be breezy this afternoon. We're going to be seeing wind gusts of 25 to 35 miles per hour. But it's going to be a warm wind, a southerly breeze, which is going to help drive in this warm air that brings us into the 70s today. I want to talk a little bit about foliage because this is one of our last opportunities this weekend to get out and see it with very good weather. Temperatures in the 70s and sunshine today. We are near peak in the Mohawk Valley. There's plenty of color still across the North Country and the southern tier as well. A beautiful start to the day with mostly sunny skies, and we're going to see sunny skies for the majority of the day today and increasing temperatures. Unfortunately, clouds do increase during the evening hours as the cold front approaches from the west. Dry weather on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, that continues through the daytime hours, changes overnight tonight. Partly sunny today, highs 72 degrees. Tonight, we're going to be tracking rain with some scattered thunderstorms, lows in the mid-50s. Coming up, we're going to track just how much rain we're going to get to bust this drought. Katrina?
Thank you so much, James. We're following break.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Sunday morning. Plenty of fall colors still out there on our off our Tower Cam. And taking a look at our quad box all across Central New York, there's colors still to be had all across all of Central New York, across the southern tier, the Mohawk Valley, as well as the North Country. I also want to point out most of these cameras are showing some movement. We are going to be seeing breezy conditions today. We're going to be seeing wind gusts this afternoon of 25 to 35 miles per hour. It's 56 degrees with sunny skies up at Griffiths and Rome. After lows in the upper 40s last night, we are steadily rising up through the 50s, and highs today are going to be in the low 70s. Winds now up to double digits, an east wind out of 10 miles per hour. The wind will turn more southerly as the day progresses, and that's going to allow it to increase, like I said, all the way up to about 35 mile per hour gusts. It's another unseasonably warm day again today with highs in the low 70s. Windy weather both today and tomorrow, and then a widespread rainfall arrives tonight. The Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar is quiet and dry, and this will stay this way through the daylight hours today. Then things change after sunset. A very, very strong cold front is going to work its way west to east. It's going to push its way right towards the Atlantic seaboard and bring in a lot of steady rainfall overnight into Monday morning. It's also going to usher in much cooler air and a much colder air mass. After highs in the low 70s today, the remainder of the week we're primarily in the low to mid 50s. It takes a little bit for us to cool down, but the back half of the week looking quite chilly. We're also going to continue to see slightly blustery conditions during these days. Winds not like Sunday or Monday, but enough to still make it a little chilly and uncomfortable. This afternoon, wind gusts peak between 30 and 40 miles per hour across the southern tier. They die down a little bit overnight and tomorrow morning, but by Monday afternoon, yet again, 20 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts across central New York before they begin to subside as we head into the overnight. So how much rainfall are we looking at tonight? This model undersells it a little bit. This is only showing about 0.3 to 0.7. I think we're going to get about 0.4 to 0.8. Some of us are actually going to get a little bit over an inch of rain, and that's going to be very, very beneficial. Highs today in the low 70s. After 10 p.m., that front approaches from the west. Widespread rainfall with a scattered thunderstorm overnight. A dry start to Monday, and then steady rainfall throughout the afternoon. And then drier air works in for Monday evening. A look at your 7-day forecast. It's a breezy, blustery start to your week. We dry out on Tuesday with slightly warmer weather, and then it turns chillier and wet yet again. Lake effect rain showers Wednesday and Thursday, looking rather dreary and fall-like. looking more normal for this time of year, to be honest with you. Looking more like mid-October. And this is an interesting one. We were talking about this during the break, which is why I just gave it away.
That's okay.
Yes.
That would have been my guess anyway.
Yes. Well, this is absurd. So this comes from an Irish folktale about a trickster named Stingy Jack, who was cursed to wander the earth forever with a carved turnip and ember to light his way. And
Not even a pumpkin then?
No, eventually it evolved to other vegetables, including the pumpkin. It also has been used to refer to lights from gas that has been observed over marshes and bogs.
What?
Like it was a phenomena that they saw a light from the gas being released, and then they used this term as well.
No kidding.
Yeah,
Jack-o'-lantern.
it's been a little bit of everything, but it originated old Irish folklore.
I love folklore because it just kind of like evolves over time.
Exactly.
Thank you so much, James. Speaking of Halloween, welcome back, and thank you for joining us for another half hour of News Channel 2 Weekend Today on this Sunday. I'm Katrina Smith. We have another beautiful day in store. In fact, nicer than yesterday,
Warmer.
actually, because I love like a nice fall day with that warm breeze.
That's
Beautiful.
exactly what we're going to have
Last
today.
dose of it, though, right?
Low 70, at least
Could be.
It could be, yeah. I can't say for sure, but it absolutely could be. And the other thing I want to stress is with these blustery conditions working in tonight and the rainfall that we're forecasting for overnight tonight, we're going to lose a lot of leaves off the trees over the next 24 hours. So this is our best opportunity to get out and still see some good foliage. There's still plenty of color even in the areas that are past peak. Here in the Mohawk Valley, we are nearing peak. And driving around the city of Utica, there is plenty of color right now. Mostly sunny skies to begin the day. And we're going to have mostly sunny skies for the majority of the day today. Clouds begin to increase during the second half of the afternoon. We're steadily rising in temperature. We're also seeing gusty winds. Winds are up to 10 miles per hour now and gusting 20 to 25 miles per hour. Dry weather through the daytime hours today. Highs are going to be in the low 70s with partly sunny skies. Coming up, we're going to track a big change in the weather pattern. Widespread rainfall arrives tonight, and we're going to break that all down. Katrina?
Thank you so much, James. Well, Utica's
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Sunday morning. We're tracking another very warm fall day for mid-October. And it's another beautiful day to get out and take a look at some foliage because we're going to see leaves disappear from trees pretty quickly over the next 24 hours with wind and rain working in. Take a look across all of Central New York where there are picturesque scenes all across our tower cam, downtown Utica, Oneonta, Cooperstown, even the old Forge camera, which I had to leave off, still showing some color. Very, very beautiful conditions across the area today. If you're able to get out, I highly recommend doing so. It's going to be one of our nicer days of the rest of the year. 56 degrees with sunny skies, and we're going to be tracking temperatures to rise all the way up into the low 70s. We're also going to be keeping an eye on winds. Wind gusts this afternoon all the way up from 25 to 35 miles per hour. It's going to be a breezy, blustery afternoon. We're tracking another unseasonably warm day, windy weather for both today and for tomorrow, and widespread rainfall makes its return tonight. Much, much needed and beneficial rainfall. Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar is quiet and dry. It will stay that way through the daylight hours today. This cold front will arrive around 10 p.m. this evening. This cold front stretches all the way from Canada all the way to the Gulf of Mexico, and it is a strong one. It is going to be pushing in much cooler air, plenty of wind with it, and it's going to not only be bringing us steady to heavy rainfall, but possibly even a weak thunderstorm. It's going to change our air mass entirely. We're going to go from highs today in the low 70s to tomorrow. Highs are going to be in the mid-50s, and temperatures are relatively stable for the entire day. We warm up a little bit on Tuesday, but it's kind of a little bit of a fool's tale. We end up chilly by the end of the week. The remainder of the week, low to mid-50s, and it's going to be it's going to feel rather chilly. We haven't really had extended period of of upper 40s to low 50s. Very, very chilly weather by next weekend. How much rainfall are we expecting? A drought buster? Not quite, but yet still a very beneficial rain. About 3/4 of an inch to an inch widespread by Monday night. Again, this falls over the course of about 24 hours, but it's going to be a very beneficial rainfall. Widespread wind gusts of 35 to 45 miles per hour, both this afternoon as well as tomorrow afternoon. Highs this afternoon in the low 70s. Clouds increase this evening. A cold front approaches from the west, overspreads the region. Steady rainfall for the entirety of the overnight. Tomorrow morning, mostly cloudy to begin the day. Wraparound showers work their way back in for Monday afternoon and Monday evening before we fully dry out for Tuesday. Look at your 7-day forecast. A blustery, dreary start to our week. But then we dry out on Tuesday, cloudy conditions with highs in the low 60s. Another very wet, gloomy couple of days on Wednesday and Thursday. A short wave as well as a bit of lake effect rain on Wednesday and Thursday. Drier weather settles in for the start of the weekend, but these chillier temperatures look like they're here to stay. Highs only in the low 50s. And I can't believe it.
Isn't it great that I knew the answer to this?
Trina
I
got
said
it.
A, pine.
She's correct. I
Yep.
thought for sure it would be the sequoias. I'm fascinated by them, and I found out that they're not the oldest tree. The Great Basin bristlecone pine, which was nicknamed Methuselah, is over 4,800 years old. It's in the California White Mountains, and it thrives in a harsh, cold, dry environment, which makes it resistant to pests and rot.
The reason I picked the pine was just because of that. Like you see, like they just seem so
They're
resilient. Yes.
If you look them up, this bristlecone, they look like like straight out of the Lion King.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they protect themselves.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, James. Well, we'll be back after this with much more news.
News with Ben Kinney.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Multiple residents in the Mohawk Valley are in the dark as we come on the air this hour. High winds causing trees and power lines to fall. Before we get a look at the latest power outage numbers, let's check in with meteorologist James DeFazio in the Weather Center. And my goodness, I mean, you look at some of those gusts, 44 miles per hour at Griffiths.
Yes.
And these are non-thunderstorm wind gusts, and we still have a little bit of a chance for thunderstorms tonight, right?
Not just a chance, a slight chance for a rumble of thunder with the rain overnight, a weak thunderstorm possible. But even before that, we're still going to have winds in association with the passage of the cold front. These winds are just winds that are associated with the pressure gradient, with how strong this cold front is. And we're going to continue to see 30 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts for the next couple of hours until this cold front begins to arrive right around 10 p.m. Yeah, 44 mile per hour wind gust at Griffiths and Rome is extremely impressive. Herkimer, 36 miles an hour, also very impressive. Clouds have increased after a mostly sunny day, and that's because we do have this front beginning to approach from the west. We had a high of 78 degrees today at Griffiths and Rome. We're still at 70 degrees, just incredibly warm for mid-October. Breezy conditions continue, a 14 mile per hour breeze out of the southeast. New York for Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar has showers just beginning to creep in from the west. You can see on our around the state temperature map, it's not too hard to find the front. There is a very sharp line in color there between yellow and green, showing that there is much cooler weather moving in. Coming in, we're going to track that cooler weather as well as just how much rainfall we're going to receive tonight. Ben?
All right, James, thank you very much. The high wind wreaking havoc around the area today. This is in Leonardsville, a large tree taking down wires in a transformer on County Route 19. This is near Center Street. County Route 19 currently closed as crews work to clean that up. In Newport, Route 28 closed right now because of a fallen tree there. Power lines taken down with that as well. Power is out in the area. Route 28 closed in both directions between North Street and School Street. The detour set up is to take Norway Street to East Street and School Street. Here are the latest power outage numbers. Oneida County with 245 residents in the dark. Herkimer County has 1,141 residents without power. Only 85 residents are without power in Otsego County tonight. It's been just over 6 months.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Sunday evening. was a warm but windy day across central New York. Highs all the way up into the upper 70s, highs at 78 at Griffith and Rome. But we also saw wind gusts all the way up to 44 miles per hour and power outages scattered across central New York. Take a look at downtown Utica, where you can see things are beginning to change. There's not mostly sunny skies off the Nexus Center cam right now. We have now changed, we've now moved from sunny conditions over to cloudy conditions. We have a front that is going to be arriving overnight tonight, and it's going to greatly change our weather. It's going to be bringing a pattern change and a much cooler air mass. We're still at 70 degrees with clear skies. The sun just set a couple of minutes ago at 6:16 p.m. We're still dealing with breezy conditions out of the southeast at 14 miles per hour, and we'll continue to deal with these breezy conditions. Wind gusts of 25 to 45 miles per hour possible through the remainder of the evening. Rainfall arrives tonight, showers after 10 p.m., steady rain after 2 a.m. It's a showery, blustery start to the week, and that's going to be the name of the game for the most of the week as well. But for the entirety of next week, cooler weather is going to settle in. Around the state right now, we still have warm weather in place across central New York. We're in the 70s along the I-90 corridor, but back to the west where they have just seen the front begin to come through. Buffalo down to 59 degrees and raining, and that is coming in our direction. Still dry on your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, and it will stay this way for another 3 to 4 hours before showers approach from the west. We're tracking this big, strong cold front, which is working west to east, and we're going to be seeing steady rainfall overnight tonight, and then showers that wrap around and continue during the day on Monday. This cold front is going to be bringing in a much cooler air mass. Highs tomorrow occur early in the day in the upper 50s and then cool down into the low 50s. A little bit warmer Tuesday, low 60s. The rest of the week looking like low to mid 50s. Temperatures tomorrow are going to behave a little weirdly because of how this front passes. At right around 5:30 a.m. we're at 58 degrees. Then it cools down a little bit. Then we warm back up again right around noon to 58 degrees. But after about 1 o'clock, the rest of the day, temperatures slowly decrease. By 5 p.m., most of us are down into the 40s. The Mohawk Valley hanging on to 50 degrees. How much rainfall are we expecting? Right around 3/4 of an inch to an inch of rainfall. Hopefully we can squeeze out something towards the higher side. Continue to track gusty winds. These gusty winds continue through the afternoon tomorrow, and then tomorrow night they finally do subside. This cold front overspreads central New York, brings showery conditions through Monday into the day on Tuesday. Tonight, that cold front arrives right around 2 a.m., brings steady rainfall, and those showery conditions continue and return during Monday afternoon and evening. A look at your 7-day forecast. This is a very gloomy forecast. It's going to be a very wet week ahead. We're tracking very showery conditions for every single day of the upcoming week. Scattered showers on Friday, drier weather Saturday, showers return Sunday.
With Ben Kinney.
Good evening. Multiple residents in the Mohawk Valley are in the dark at this hour as high winds caused trees and power lines to fall. Before we look at the latest numbers, let's head over to the Weather Center with meteorologist James DeFazio. There was a wasp flying around and it threw me off.
Yep.
Yeah. These winds are, geez. Where'd it go? Where'd my flash swatter go?
Right by my head.
Yep, he's right there.
We got some real wind today, real wind. And I'm talking serious winds, wind enough to do damage. You're going to see trees fell across portions of Herkimer County. Rome, 44 mile per hour gust at Griffith and Rome. More locally across across central New York. Herkimer hit 36 miles per hour. So even valley locations got in on some of the strong wind gusts. And we're going to continue to see gusty conditions overnight tonight. And yet again, it returns tomorrow. The wind dies down for a brief period of time tomorrow morning. Dry right now, but it doesn't last overnight in downtown Utica. It's 68 degrees with cloudy skies. We still have this 18-mile-per-hour breeze. We're going to continue to track these gusty winds at least for another 3 to 4 hours. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar. Showers beginning to approach from the west. This cold front is on its way through. Much cooler weather has worked into western New York. Temperatures are back in the 50s, whereas in central New York, we are actually still in the upper 60s. Widespread rain going to overspread the region overnight tonight. We're tracking a true soaker. Lows are going to be right in the mid-50s. Coming up, we'll take a look at how much rain we get, as well as what to expect for the week ahead. Ben?
All right, James, thank you very much. The high wind wreaking havoc around the area. This is in Leonardsville, a large tree taking down wires and a transformer on County Route 19 near Center Street earlier this afternoon. Crews had to work to clean that road up and get rid of the tree and then replace the wires. In Newport, Route 28 is still closed because of a fallen tree that took down power lines with it. Power is still out in the area. Route 28 closed in both directions between North Street and School Street. A detour is set up. Take Norway Street to East and School Streets. Here are the latest numbers. Oneida County residents, 226 of them are in the dark. Herkimer County, 115 without power. That's a stark difference from our 6 o'clock newscast. Over 1,000 when we went on the air at 6. 128 residents of Otsego County are without power. New tonight, the Madison County Sheriff's Office.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist James DeFazio.
Good Sunday evening. It was a very warm, windy October day across central New York. Highs hit 78 degrees at Griffiths and Rome, which was only 3 degrees short of a record high. We saw wind gusts from 35 to 40 miles per hour, and we continue to see windy conditions as a cold front begins to work in from the west. Take a look at downtown Utica, where things are calm now, but they're not going to stay that way. We're tracking a front that's going to be arriving within the next hour to two, and it's going to be bringing plenty of widespread rainfall and plenty of gusty winds and cooler weather. 67 degrees with cloudy skies at Griffiths and Rome, and we're still tracking these breezy conditions. Still a 17-mile-per-hour breeze out of the southeast. 25 to 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts will continue overnight tonight. We're tracking steady rain and breezy conditions tonight. It's going to be a showery, blustery start to the week. Very showery, blustery day on Monday. And cooler weather settles in for the entirety of the upcoming week. Around the state right now, you can get a picture for where that frontal boundary really is. From Syracuse eastward, we're still in the mid to upper 60s, but back to the west towards Buffalo, Rochester, Buffalo, in the mid-50s and seeing rainfall. Your Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 live radar, a couple of scattered showers working across central New York right now, but the steadier rain still back to the west, back near Syracuse. This will be working in right around 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning. When this steadier rain arrives, we will see steady to heavy rainfall for the remainder of the overnight, and then things begin to dry out a little bit tomorrow morning. We're tracking this cold front, which is going to bring much chillier weather. The date just changed. This was Sunday's high, not Monday's high. We hit a high today up in the 70s. The rest of the week, we're going to see temperatures and highs low to mid 50s, possibly on Friday, not even getting out of the upper 40s. Temperatures tomorrow going to be relatively stable. We're going to see highs occur right around noon, and temperatures are going to be right around 55 degrees, and then temperatures slowly drop into the low 50s during the day. A couple of different model solutions in terms of how much rain is expected. This model, thinking a little bit less, thinking more of about 1/4 to 1/2 of an inch. This other ensemble showing a little bit of a heavier rainfall, more of a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch. Remains to be seen. Somewhere between 1/4 and 3/4 of an inch of rain looks likely. Breezy conditions continue tonight, and they return yet again tomorrow afternoon. We continue to see Tomorrow afternoon, 30 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts. This has just skipped ahead through Monday. I want to explain what happens during the day on Monday. Tomorrow morning, we're going to wake up to cloudy skies and an isolated shower. Temperatures are going to be in the low 50s. We're dry for the majority of the morning. That changes drastically throughout the afternoon and evening. Widespread, steady rainfall for the afternoon and evening. By 11:30 p.m., though, you can see that rainfall has moved out. Clear skies move in for overnight Monday night. By Tuesday morning, it's chilly. We're in the upper 30s for lows. Some frost chances are possible Tuesday morning. Tuesday begins dry, and most of the day is dry, with highs all the way up into the low 60s. But as you can see, by Tuesday evening, those shower chances return yet again. Taking a look at our 7-day forecast, it is a very, very dreary, wet week. A blustery, wet, breezy start to the week. A chilly week as well. Plenty chances for rain each day this week through Friday. Highs only in the low 50s. Friday maybe only upper 40s.